you ready to find some customers? If so, then you are in the right place. You are in stage 2 of the roadmap to success path. This is where you're going to identify and find the people, your perfect people for your product or your service. Whatever it is, you're going to find those people today. Now, I want to start by talking a little bit about assumptions that we need to make about our market before we start looking for them, right? So before you identify the specifics about the people in your market, like the age and gender and what they like and what they don't like, we need to get some things sort of like squared away so we understand we're approaching this from the same perspective. So the first thing we need to do, there's 3 assumptions that we need to make. And the first assumption is you need to assume that your clients, customers have never heard of you or your product or your brand. They don't know what you sell. Even if you have signed up with a direct sales company that you think that everybody would know the name of, assume they don't know the name at all, okay? Now, companies like Target or Nike or Amazon, when you see how they sell, right, their selling techniques, it's usually, let me show you a product, whatever that product is, and then I say buy it, and I say how you can buy it, right? That's pretty much all they do. They just say, here's the product, this is how much it is, you buy it, right? So as business owners, we get that message, right? We see them marketing that way. And so we think, well, that's how you market. So if I want to sell something, all I need to do is say, hey, here's my product, buy it, and people will buy it. But we do that and it doesn't work. And we're like, why isn't that working? Now, the reason why that works for them and it doesn't work for you is because they have millions and millions and millions of dollars that they invest in marketing. So what they do is they spend millions of dollars in simply creating brand awareness, right? Which is the billboards that you see out there, the commercials that you see during the Super Bowl, magazine ads, ads on the internet, radio ads, podcast ads, wherever you see the brand name in any way, shape, or form, that's their millions of dollars of marketing at work. So when you build trust in that way, where you're basically building trust through familiarity and just constantly being around people's peripheral view, then when the time comes for you to actually do the selling, you can just say, here, buy this product, because you've already done a lot of that legwork in advance to be able to say, just buy this product from me. But you, right, you don't have that, right? So your audience isn't coming looking for you because you have millions of dollars of ads out there. And you aren't spending millions of dollars on ads, so you can't sell to them the same way that everybody else does. So you're not going to be able to sell to them the way that Nike or the way that, J. Crew or any of those other companies do it, because those companies have already built up their awareness. So we need to build up awareness using social media, which means that we need to have a different strategy and a different tactic in our marketing, which you're going to learn about in this section. The solution to that problem is keywords, right? And so the very first lesson that you're going to learn in this section is going to be about keywords. Keywords are designed to keep you in your audience's peripheral view constantly so that you are now approximating the same results without using millions of dollars, right? So basically the bigger companies are using millions of dollars in ads to get that familiarity where, oh, look, there's a Target logo, there's a Target logo, there's a Target logo, right? You're not going to do that. You're going to use keywords to consistently show up in your audience's feed so that you can build that same level of comfort, that same level of familiarity, so that when you actually do the selling, they also feel like it's a natural next step and they don't feel like you're simply coming out of nowhere saying, hey, come buy from me. One of the mistakes that a lot of business owners make is that they start assuming that their audience already wants the product and that all they need to do is show up and just say, I have this product and buy from me, and then the audience will be ready. Now, that's not something that we consciously think about, but that is the way that we do our marketing. So we're going to work on adjusting some of that marketing in these next few stages. The second assumption that we need to make as part of this entire lesson is that you solve a problem for someone. The product or service that you offer solves a problem or fills a need for someone. So maybe you sell slip and slides. Well, if you sell slip and slides, then you are solving a problem of summertime boredom. For kids, it'll give them something to do, something fun to do. That's a problem that you solve. The problem that I solve is you're overwhelmed with all of the things that you need to do. So I'm going to help you with a system to run a successful business that won't take up all of your time. That's the problem that I solve. If you sell clothes, then your audience may be like I was, say, 4 years ago or 5 years ago, where I really hated my body. I had such low self-esteem. I was in a really, really bad place. And I didn't know how to dress myself. I didn't feel good about what I wore. And the people who I tended to shop from, which essentially was my sister, was because she knew my body and she was helping people like me who felt uncomfortable in their bodies learn how to dress their bodies. So the problem that she solved was people who don't know how to dress their bodies, how to dress them. So regardless of what it is that you sell, you do need to know what it is that that you offer a value and why your audience wants it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to market to them, right? If you can't tell them why they want it, then they're not going to want it. So in further videos, we're going to talk about your customer's day, and you're going to identify exactly where in her day your product or service fits so that you know exactly how to talk to them. So you're going to learn all of that in this stage. The third assumption is that not everyone is going to like you. Now, this one is going to be the hardest, especially for people like me who I want people to like me. I had really self-esteem for a long time. I suffer from anxiety, depression, and social anxiety, and I'm constantly thinking that I'm doing or saying something wrong. This is just part of my mental illness, and that's okay. But I have to accept within that not everyone is going to like me, not everyone is my customer, and not everyone is universally loved. Even ice cream isn't universally loved, and that just sounds ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. This is secretly a good thing. Because in order for someone to absolutely love something, someone else has to absolutely hate that thing, whatever it is, right? There's a yin and a yang, right? And so if you are able to get people to be like, oh my God, I can't stand her, then you are 100% able to get people to say, oh my God, I love her so much, right? What you really don't want is someone to be like, she's all right, she's fine, right? Someone's like, meh, tepid, boring. That's not what you're looking for, right? Where the tepid and boring comes from is when you're not leaning into yourself. Like when you are trying to not be who you are and you're trying to be like other people, that's when you get tepid and boring, weirdly. The more you lean into your own things that you love to do, whatever those are, the more your audience is going to love you. And we're going to talk all about that as well. So, because what you're looking for right now is someone who likes you. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. You're looking for someone who likes you, someone who is the perfect customer for your product, but doesn't know it yet. Okay. So they'll like you, they're the perfect customer for your product, but they just don't know it yet. That's the person that you're talking to. You are not talking to anyone else. You're not talking to people who don't like you. You're not talking to people who would not buy your product anyway because they have no use for it. And you are not talking to people who have already found solutions elsewhere, who are just so obsessed with their current product that they're not interested in anything else, right? You are looking for your perfect customers. Facebook has 2.8 billion active users. 2.8 billion, that is a lot of people. And you are trying to hit that exact same group of people over and over and over again. So you're consistently connecting with them, like we were talking about earlier with those big companies and their big marketing budgets, right? They use their big marketing budgets. You're going to learn how to do it without spending all that money, right? Instead of now calling out into the darkness of 2.8 billion people and trying to figure out, did anybody hear me? Now you're going to be targeting those people specifically using the tools that you're going to learn in the next few videos. All right. So now without further ado, let's head over to the next video, which is your customer's day. And in your customer's day, you're going to learn all about what she's doing so that you can figure out exactly when the best points are for you to market to her. See you then.